How do Rodinia, Pangaea, Gondwana, and Laurasia fit into the scriptures?
Well, the scriptures don't mention any of those, but I believe, as I talked about, the earth was predominantly land. And then when God broke open the fountains of the deep, in Psalms, it talks about the mountains rose and the valleys sank. I think a lot of these land surfaces sank, and they were no more. They're not existent. But
you've got to
clearly,
remember that most of the continental shelf is, a significant portion of the continental shelf is underwater today. And this is continental shelf, right? It's part of the continent, and you can see this in places like Iceland, where you have two continental shelves that are come together, and it disappears in the sea either side of it. One thing you need to be wary of whenever you have big technical names like this is number one, make sure that you're not getting bogged down with evolutionary interpretation of the names. So it's the same with any kind of geological name that you have, right? Jurassic and Cretaceous and all these things conjure up images and sort of visions of millions of years, and the reality is they're just nice names for rocks, basically, and there's a lot of history with them as well, right? So number one, make sure you don't, because then these names have been reinterpreted, if you like, or they're viewed today as different stages of Earth's history, where these have slowly drifted apart over millions of years. But like Glenn said, if you go to the Bible, just purely going from the Bible, he gathered the water together into one place and the dry land appeared. So you have strong implication of one mass of water, one mass of land, the specifics of which we're not given too much detail about, but you do have this picture of one mass of water, one mass of land, and that fits with what we see in geology, right? Geology has also said that at some point in Earth's past, this one last mass of land has been split up. And you can match that up with what it says in the scriptures as well, where it talks about in both the global flood as well as in Psalm 104, where you get this picture of it. So they fit in quite nicely. The main disagreement is timings.
Timing. When did that split up occur? I think that by the fact that we have like 1.5 miles of sediment over these and the same features in America that you see in Europe, that happened near the end of the flood, late in the event.
And we need to acknowledge that there is scientific evidence of the connection of South America with Australia, for example, with New Zealand, with even places like India. Just in the fossil record, there's some very, very similar fossils, similar geologies. Joe can correct me on this, but I'm certainly aware of, for example, eucalypt fossils in South America, and we've lost Joe again. But there's no question at all that there's these evidences that would link the different sort of continents and subcontinents to some closer proximity.
And the differences, like Joe said, in the timing, because, I believe, and I think all of our team does, in this catastrophic plate tectonics, that it wasn't a millimeter a year movement. It was a very rapid, massive movement of the separation of the continents that we have now.